share market because I got a request from one of you guys that to do share market, right? So then mostly the share market comes along, just not only share market comes along with percentage, right? So when I say percentage in your syllabus, the chapters that include are the taxes and your interest, right? But when you say percentage, everything has the same idea. A certain percent of something is charged as a tax or is charged as an interest, something like that. Okay. Idea is the same, it's just the word they use are different. Okay. But you have to know what the meaning of those words and then only you can answer the questions. Right. Now I have sent you 6 questions. Those are 4 structured essays and 2 essays. Okay. Right, I will start with the structured essay questions. Okay, take out to 2016. The first question I've sent. All right. Okay. Mr. Pereira, who is an investor. Okay, just to give a small introduction on share market. Right. So think of share market like a, how to say, a business. Right. Now let's say you own a shop. Right. Let's say you have 1,000 apples. Okay, you own a shop. Let's say you have 1,000 apples. Okay, now these 1,000 apples make up your shop. Okay, these 1,000 apples makes up your shop. Right now, each of these apple is equivalent to a share in the shop. Okay, so you have 1,000 apples. Let's say. Right? So 1,000 apples in the shop. Whoever buys one or minimum of one apple or more than one apple will become a owner of the shop. Okay. Now let's say, right, you tell, okay, my shop is worth 1,000 apples, right? Just a hypothetical situation, just to make you understand, right? My shop owns 1,000 apples. I mean, is worth 1,000 apples. Whoever buys one or more than one apple is a part of the shop, or let's say an owner of the shop. Okay, right. Now you tell one apple is equal to, let's say, 50 rupees. Okay, you tell one apple is equal to 50 rupees. All right. Now what happens here? A person comes and say, okay, in my hand, I have 1,000 rupees. I'm gonna buy whatever possible from that 1,000 rupees to own a part of the shop. Okay. So then tell me, if one apple is 50 rupees, tell me with the 1,000 rupees he has in hand, how many apples can he buy from this shop? How do you find out?
1,000 divided by 50.
1,000 divided by 50. Okay. Or you can tell if X is the number of apples. Okay. Let's say X is the number of apples. One apple is 50 rupees. 50 into the number of apples should be the total amount of money that he is putting to the shop, or he's investing. Let's use the word, yes, let's use the word investing, right? He's investing into the shop to become a part of the shop. Okay. So now what can you do? To find the value of X here, divide both sides by 50. Remember, X is the number of apples. Cut the 0 and 0. 100 divided by 5 is 20 apples. So then that means he can buy 20 apples and he can be a partner, or let's say be a owner of this shop. Okay. So that means he has invested 1,000 rupees into the shop here. Now you must have got some idea on what I'm trying to say, right? Now, apples here is the shares. Let's say one apple equals to one share, right? So one share is equal to 50 rupees. Now he had 1,000 rupees in his hand. Then how many shares he can buy? Now he can buy 20 shares from this shop. Is that clear, everyone? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So it's an idea, okay? Now let's say, because he bought apples here, the owner is saying, okay, you're supporting my business, right? I'm going to give you a small profit. Now, if you buy one apple, you will get a profit of 5 rupees. Okay, if you buy one apple, every year you will get a profit of 5 rupees. Now, in shares, in share market, we don't use the word apple. We don't use the word profit. We use the word called dividend. Dividend, profit, same idea. Okay, dividend. Now, the word dividend means, now profit means what? Profit is the for the whole business, right? Now, the profit you get for 1,000 apples, you will call it a profit. But now you need to find out the profit for one apple. So what will you do? The total profit divided by the total number of apples. That will give the value for one dividend. Now, let's say that here the shop owner tells you one dividend is equal to rupees 5. That means if you buy one apple, you will get a profit of 5 rupees. Okay, so now this person has 20 apples. Okay, now tell me, if he has 20 apples, in other words, apples are shares here. Okay, so if he has 20 shares, what is the annual dividend he will earn? For one share, he will earn a dividend of 5 rupees. Now he has 20 shares. So then 20 into 5, how much is that? Rupees 100. So annually, he will earn, don't use the word profit because you're dealing with shares now. So then he will earn a dividend of how much? 100 rupees. Is that clear until this point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes? Okay, good. Right. Now we'll take a real life example. Okay, I'll take a real example which will come in your questions. Okay. Now let's say there is a company issuing shares. Okay, now same thing. Okay, just treat the share like a good. That's what I'm trying to show you here, right? Some good that you're buying from the shop. Just treat it like a good. Okay, right. Now let's say you're buying a person. Okay, a company issuing shares, right? A company issue shares where one share is equal to rupees 120. Okay, one share is equal to rupees 120, right? A person, let's say a person A, right, buys 12,000 shares. Okay, a person A is buying 12,000 shares. One share is 120, right? Let's say 10,000 shares. A person A is buying 10,000 shares, right? And they are telling you one dividend or share, dividend of one share, right? Dividend for a share is equal to rupees, let's say 8. Okay. For one share, they have given you the dividend is equal to rupees 8. Right. The theory is very small, right? In share market, you finish the theory in 10 minutes. Okay. So then the dividend for a share, if you buy one share at 120 rupees, every year, annual dividend. Remember, it's called annual dividend. Annual means every year. Okay. The annual dividend for one share, you get a profit. Dividend means other word profit. You don't use the word profit when you deal with shares. The annual dividend, you buy 120 rupees one share. Every year they will give you 8 rupees as a dividend. Okay. All right. Now that's what they have given you. This is the information given for you in the question. Roman number 1, they will ask you, how much did this person A invest to the company? How much did the person A invest to the company? How do you figure it out?
10,000 into 120.
Exactly. Right? One share, let's say this one share is one apple. He buys one apple. If one apple is 120 rupees, he is buying 10,000 apples. In other words, 10,000 shares. So one share is 120 into 10,000. How many zeros? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is equal to rupees 5 zeros. So then he's investing 1,200,000 into the company. Right. Second question. What is the annual dividend he will receive at the end of the year? Yes?
10,000.
Exactly. One share, they are giving a dividend of 8 rupees. He has bought 10,000 shares. Right? So for one share, 8 rupees, he has bought 10,000 shares. Now that will be rupees 80,000. That means annually he will get a dividend of rupees 80,000. 50,000. Right? Now, next they will ask, express the annual dividend as a percentage of the invested amount. Right? You clearly understand the question. Express the annual dividend, that is annual dividend 80,000, as a percentage of the invested amount. Always when they ask the percentage, first thing think, how do I express it as a fraction? If you are able to express it as a fraction, then you multiply by 100, you will get your percentage. Right? Now, I'll rephrase the question then. Express the annual dividend as a fraction of the invested amount. That means annual dividend is in your numerator, right? The total value, that's your denominator, is your what? Invested amount. Then how do we express it as a fraction? See here, 80,000 as a fraction of your total invested amount, that is 1.2 million. Now convert it to percentage, multiply by 100. Simple as that, right? Now, how many zeros? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 2 zeros here, 3 zeros. Cut the. And 80 divided by 12, we can divide by 4. 20 and 3. The percentage will be around 6.66 percentage. Okay. That is the percentage of annual dividend with the invested amount. Is this clear until this point? Understood?
Yes, sir.
To everyone okay?
Yes, sir.
You asked a doubt. Is it clear now? So dividend means, no, I will not be doing reducing balance today. Today the target is mainly the share market along with whatever additional percentage questions is there, right? There won't be reducing balance, right?
Sir,
So then,
can you say the question?
Sorry?
Sir, can you say how the question will come for the third one again?
This one?
Yeah, sir.
Yeah, so they will tell express the annual dividend as a percentage of the invested amount, right? So the annual dividend, express it as a percentage of the invested amount. So I told you, first think, how do I express the annual dividend as a fraction of the invested amount, right? So total invested amount, for what part of the invested amount is your annual dividend? So annual dividend divided by the invested amount, that is your fraction. Now convert it to percentage, multiply by 100, you will get your percentage. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Right. Now get the question. We'll see the first part of the question. Then I'll come to the next part. Okay.
So
Right.
2016, right?
Yeah, 2016 third structure essay. The question I've sent you, the first question I've sent you. Okay. Mr. Pereira, who is an investor in the stock market, invests rupees 40,000 to buy shares of a company at the market price of rupees 80 per share. So when you're reading the question, you should build up things in your mind. He's investing 40,000 rupees. One share is 80. So 80 into the number of shares should give you the total invested amount. That equation should come in your mind, right? 80 rupees is the price of one share into the number of shares should be the total invested amount, that is 40,000. We'll read further. The company pays an annual dividend of rupees 6 per share. For one share, if you buy one share, you will get a dividend profit, right? A dividend of 6 rupees for one share. So if you need to find the total dividend, you need the number of shares, right? So then to find the number of shares, you use the first details given to you. Okay. So first thing, Roman number 1, find the number of shares Mr. Pereira buys. Right? I told you. First, right off the bat, what will come to your mind? Yes, Roman number 1. Okay. Price of one share, rupees 80, right? Into number of shares. Let's take it as X here. That is equal to the total invested amount. Okay. So then we can find the number of shares. Divide both sides by 80 here, right? Always have this equation in your mind. So whatever is unknown, you can put it as the unknown term and find the value. Let's say in another question they give you, Mr. Pereira invest 40,000 into the business and he bought 1,000 shares. What is the value of one share? Now what will you do? This value of one share is the unknown amount. X here into the number of shares will give you the total invested amount. So likewise, have a standard equation. Wherever the unknown term is there, you'll put X there and always you'll follow the same equation again. All right, fine. 80 and 80 cut it off, 0 and 0. Then 40 divided by 8, that is 5. So then number of, yes? What's it out?
No, sir.
Right. Number of shares is equal to 500. Okay, that's your Roman number 1. Next one. Find the annual dividend income of Mr. Pereira. So then annual dividend income, I told you, for one share, he's getting 6 rupees. Now we found out how many shares he owns in the company. So now we can find, see here, one share 6 rupees into the number of shares. Same idea. Okay. Dividend into the number of shares will give you the annual dividend. Price of one share into the number of shares will give you the total invested amount. All right. So 6 into 5 is 30. So then rupees 3,000. So then annually he will get, you don't use the word profit, we'll use the word dividend. Annually he will get a dividend of 3,000 rupees. Is that clear? The basic idea is clear until that point?
Yes, sir.
Right? So I told you this can be unknown. The price of one share can be unknown. Now, according to this question, number of shares can be unknown, or the invested amount can be unknown. Nevertheless, this equation will be in your mind. Any unknown term, you'll put an X there and you'll figure it out. Okay? Same idea here. If whichever it is unknown here, then you can find that value, then find the annual dividend. All right. Okay, now I'll come to the next part of the theory. So that is half of the theory. Now I'll come to the next part. Okay. Now what happens? The same old apple question back again. There are 1,000 apples in the shop. Let's say a person bought 20 apples. Now what happens? Because of this, let's say a crisis here. That's not how it works. I'm just trying to relate, okay? So let's say because of some external issues, external things, the price of one apple now increased. Okay? Before he bought one apple for 50 rupees, now the price of one apple increased. Now the price of one apple is 60 rupees. Now this person, he owns 20 apples. Okay? Now what is he deciding? Okay, now I will sell all my apples. Before he bought it for 50. Now the price of one apple is 60 rupees. Then can someone tell me, for one apple, what is the extra amount? He paid 50 before. Now he's selling for 60. What is the extra amount that he will get for one apple?
10 rupees.
10 rupees.
Exactly, 10 rupees. Right? So now that is called, right? What is that called? That is called capital gain. I'll tell you what's the word capital. Capital means now you invest something in the business, right? The investing amount is called a capital. Capital gain means whatever that you get more than the invested amount. Before he invested for one apple, he spent 50 rupees. Now he's getting 60 rupees. That extra amount, that 10 rupees for one apple is called capital gain per share. Let's say the apple is a share. So capital gain per share. Now he owns 20 apples. So then how to find the total capital gain? For one apple, 10 rupees. For 20 apple, the total capital gain will be how much? 200 rupees. Is that clear, everyone? What's the idea of capital gain? You buy a share for certain amount of rupees. After some time, what happens? The value of the share goes up. That extra amount, right? The extra amount that you get by selling the share is called capital gain for one share. If you multiply that capital gain for one share by the total number of shares that you have, you will get the total capital gain. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, good. Okay. So remember now, let's say for example, a person bought shares for 42 rupees, right? He bought a share for 42 rupees, right? Now he owns, right? He owns, let's say, I'll come back to this question. Okay, I'll write it down here. Right, a person bought a share, right? One share for rupees 42. Okay. Now, let's say he has 1,000 shares. He owns 1,000 shares. After 1 year, he sold all his 1,000 shares and got rupees 50,000 in his hand. Right after 1 year, he sold all his shares and now in his hand he has 50,000 rupees. The question will be, what is the selling price of a share? That is question number 1, right? What is the selling price of a share? Question number 2, what is the capital gain per share? Right. Now, just looking at the question, you can do the calculation in your mind itself. What is the selling price of one share? Now, totally he got 50,000 rupees. How many shares does he own?
1,000.
1,000
1,000.
shares. Then what is the selling price of one share?
42 rupees.
42.
42.
Selling price, he bought
50,000.
he bought it for 42 rupees. Then after 1 year, he sold all his shares for how much? For 50,000 rupees. All 1,000 shares, he sold it for 50,000 rupees. So now we can find 50,000 is the value of 1,000 shares. We can find the value of one share. See here? So value
50,000 over 42,000. 50 rupees.
Yes, good, right? Now we'll put the X for value of one share, okay, multiplied by the number of shares is equal to the total amount that he got. Divide both sides by 1,000. Now you will get here equal to how much? Rupees 50. Then tell me, what is the selling price of one share? How much did he sell one share for?
Rupees 50,000. 50 rupees, sorry.
50 rupees. All the 1,000 shares he sold for 50,000. Then the price of one share after 1 year, he sold it for 50 rupees. Is that clear, everyone?
Yes. So can you repeat the process again?
Right, I'll repeat again. See here, a person bought one share for 42 rupees. Right? The value of one share is 42. He bought 1,000 shares. After 1 year, he sold all the 1,000 shares and he got 50,000 rupees. The first question is, what is the selling price of one share? So you clearly understand he had 1,000 shares. He sold all the 1,000 shares, got 50,000 rupees. They are asking how much did he sell one share? 1,000 shares for 50,000. What can you do? Price of one share, the value that he sold, multiplied by 1,000 is equal to 50,000. Divide by 1,000 here, you will get the selling price of one share. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
All right, very good. Right. Now the question is, what is the capital gain per share? What did I tell the capital gain is? He bought for 42. Now he's selling for 50. Now that extra amount, he has got something extra. Now that extra amount is called a capital gain. Can someone tell me what will be the capital gain in this question?
8,000.
For one share, read the question
8
carefully.
rupees.
Very good. 8 rupees. Here, for one share he sold it for 50 rupees. 1 year ago he bought for 42. So the extra amount that he is getting for one share is 8 rupees. Okay. Now, if I ask you, what is the total capital gain? For one share, 8 rupees. What is the total capital gain? That is, for one share, it is 8.
8 into 1,000.
Then
8,000.
2,000, 80,000.
Is that clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yeah, sir.
All right, good. Now, same like this, there's something called capital loss as well. Then the opposite of that. He bought a share, let's say for 42 rupees. After 1 year, if he's selling the same share, let's say for 35 rupees, he's losing money. He bought for 42. After 1 year, he's selling for 35. Now, tell me, what is the capital loss per share? He bought for 42, selling for 35. What is the capital loss per share?
7
Rupees
rupees.
7.
Exactly,
7.
rupees 7. Okay. So the question can be capital gain or the question can be capital loss. Usually capital gain, but anticipate you can get capital loss as well. Okay. Now keeping that in mind, we'll come back to the question here. All right, take the question back again. So that is the whole idea regarding share market. Okay, that is everything they can ask you regarding share market. They can include a bit of percentage like I did before, right? And sometimes they will tell you they will invest the amount they get in a bank. Regarding simple interest, I'll just introduce simple interest today. Just small idea. Okay. Now come to Roman number 3. After 1 year, Mr. Pereira sells all the shares and makes a capital gain of 3,500. Now the total capital gain is 3,500. Okay. Find the selling price of one share. Now you know he bought one share for 80 rupees. Right? Now he sold how many shares did he buy? He bought 500 shares. Guys, mute the mic if you don't have any doubt. Okay. So then he bought 500 shares. Okay. Now he sold all of these 500 and got a capital gain of 3,500. Okay. Now let's take the capital gain for one share. Capital gain for one share, let's take it as Y rupees. Now capital gain for one share multiplied by the number of shares. For one share, what is the extra amount, the capital gain that you got, multiplied by the total number of shares should give you the total capital gain. Is this clear, everyone, this equation here?
So what's
Yeah, sir.
going?
No, sir.
Now what you can do, divide both sides by 500 here. So you will get that. Why is the capital gain? Okay, capital gain per share. For one share, the capital gain per share. Right. So capital gain per share, cut the 2 zeros here, right? Cut the 2 zeros, 35 divided by 5, that is rupees 7. That means for one share, he got an extra amount of 7 rupees. Now, he bought the share for 80 rupees, he's getting an extra amount of 7 rupees. Can someone tell me what is the selling price of the share?
Rupees
87.
87.
Very good, 87. He bought it for 80. He's getting an extra 7 rupees. So that means he sold one share for 87 rupees. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Right?
Excuse
Okay.
me.
Yes, Ashfaq?
Instead of doing in this method, we can do as like this also. Now 40,000 plus 3,500 divided by 500.
Yeah, you can do it, but then why always try to go for easier methods, right? Now, what you can do, 40,000 plus 3,500, that is 43,500. You're going to divide that by 87. You will take another 5 minutes dividing that by 87. Okay, you can do it. No one's telling you can't do. One thing, there's a small space there. The other thing, you have to get your answer fast. Is it understood? If you understand this, you can do it faster. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Right.
Can you explain that question again?
Which one? The last one.
Yeah, sir. The third.
Okay. So now see here, this person, he bought the shares, right? He bought 500 shares. The price of one share is 80 rupees. Okay. Now, after a while, what he's doing, he's selling all of these 500 shares and he's getting a capital gain of 3,500. Why did I tell you the capital gain is? The extra amount that he gets. He spent 40,000 rupees. Now, after some time, he sold all the share, and now in his hand, he has 3,500 more than 40,000. That is 43,500 in his hand. This extra amount is called capital gain. Now, this capital gain is for how many shares? Is for 500 shares. What can we do? We can find the capital gain for one share. So then the total capital gain divide by the number of shares, you will get the capital gain for one share, that is 7 rupees. Did you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now he bought one share for 80 rupees. He got an extra amount, more than what he bought. He got an extra amount of 7 rupees for one share. So now we can find the selling price. One share before he bought it for 80. Now he got an extra 7 rupees. That means actually he sold one share for 87 rupees. In other words, 87 multiplied by 500. See here, selling price of one share into 500, the number of shares should give you 43,500. So 40,000, he bought the shares. When he is selling the share, he got 3,500 as capital gain. That is the extra amount. So in total, how much did he get? 43,500. Is that clear now?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Right, okay, now the last one. We'll see. Mr. Pereira adds rupees 3,500 to the capital gain. That is, capital gain was 3,500. He's adding another 3,500 to the capital gain. Now you have 7,000, right? And divided and dividend income. So, and the dividend income, how much was the dividend income? 3,000. So 3,500 from the capital gain. He is adding another 3,500, that is 7,000. And the dividend income, another 3,000. So you have 10,000 rupees. So what is he doing with this 10,000? And deposits the whole amount for a period of 2 years in a fixed deposit account, which pays an annual compound interest of 10%. Find the total amount in the account at the end of 2 years. Okay.
So how 10,000 can, sir?
So the capital gain is 3,500. He is adding another 3,500 to the capital gain. So how much is that?
7,000.
7,000. And also he is adding the dividend income. How much is the dividend income?
3,000.
3,000. 7,000 plus 3,000, that is 10,000. Okay.
Wow.
Oh, right. So now the compound interest is another topic to discuss later. Okay. But for now, just for the completion, right, I'll discuss it on the coming week or the week after, where we'll be discussing more detail regarding interest, right? You have 3 types of interest: simple interest, compound interest, and calculating interest on reducing balance method. So I will not go in detail regarding compound interest because that will take more time, right? So the focus today is on share market, right? So what I'll do, I'll just complete the question here, but the day I discuss compound interest, hopefully I remember, I'll come back to the question here, right? Just a small idea, okay? All right. If you have already have an idea, that will be easier for you to understand. Now, compound interest is something like this, okay? Now, what do I do? If you go and deposit money into the bank, you know they will pay you interest, okay? Now, what happens? There is something called simple interest, where every year, now you deposit 10,000 into the bank. Every year, they will calculate the interest on that 10,000 rupees. That 10,000 is called the principal amount. So in simple interest, the principal amount won't change. It will be a fixed amount, right? Whatever the amount that you deposit into the bank or withdraw, whatever, loan or deposit, okay? That fixed amount, that amount is used to calculate the interest for any number of years. But compound interest, or the calculating interest on reducing balance method, that is a different essay question. The compound interest is a bit different. what happens in compound interest is, now what do they do? Let's say you invest like here, right? You invest 10,000 rupees. Okay. Now there is an equation. Interest is equal to PRT, right? Principal amount into rate, percentage into time, right? Now we are going to calculate what is the interest for the first year. Now there are 2 years, right? What is the interest for the first year? See here, principal amount is 10,000 rupees. What is the rate they told you? They give you a rate 10%, right? So the interest is percentage is 10%. So when you're putting the percentage, put it as a fraction, 10 over 100. So we are calculating for the first year. So the time is 1 year. Now if you calculate, see here, what will be the value?
Excuse me,
For the
sir.
first year, the interest will be 1,000 rupees. Okay.
Sir,
Yes.
for first year, won't it come 10,000 into 10 over 100 into 1 over 12?
No.
That is
That is for 1 month. We are not talking about 1 month. We are talking about 1 year. Okay. Okay. So then for the first year, the interest will be 1,000 rupees. Now, if you are calculating the interest on simple interest method, what will happen? For the second year also, the interest will be 1,000 rupees. But here it is calculated on compound interest method. Compound interest method means what happens? Now for the second year, now for the first year, we calculated the interest. What was the principal amount? 10,000. Compound interest, what happens? The principal amount increases. It is not a fixed value. Simple interest, the principal amount. Principal amount is the amount where you calculate the interest, right? So in the compound interest method, what happens? The principal amount will increase. How will it increase? Yes, this is how. This is the amount you deposited. This is the interest for the first year. So for the second year, see here, we are putting the same equation. I is equal to PRT. I is the interest, P is the principal, R is the rate, T is the time. So now what happens? The principal amount is not 10,000, but 10,000 plus the interest of the first year, that is 1,000 here. Now what happens? Now the principal amount is 11,000. If you understand, don't worry. I'll repeat back again when we are focusing on compound interest. Okay. Now the rate is the same, 10%. Again, here is 1. Why? We are just calculating for the second year only. Now what happens? Here, 0 and 0 will get cancelled off. 10 into 110. Now for the second year, what is the interest? For the first year, the interest was 10,000 rupees. For the second year, now the interest is 1,100. Now the question they're asking you, what is the total amount? He invested 10,000 rupees. For the first year, he got an interest of 1,000. For the second year, he got an interest of 1,100. Now what is the total amount? Yes, 10,000 invested amount, 1,000 rupees for the first year, then 1,100 for the second year. Okay, so now in total, if you add everything, that will be 12,100 rupees. Now I know some of you will tell there is an easier method to calculate. Yes, I know that. Okay, but here if I tell that easier method also, it's pointless. You won't even remember what I taught you, right? So when you come to the compound interest method, one day when we learn that, yes, I will tell you the easier method as well. Okay, for now, we'll stop here regarding compound interest. Is that clear, everyone?
sir.
Okay, that's good. Now, come to the next structured essay. 2017. Okay. All right. Come to 2017 everyone quickly. All right. Varuna owned 100 shares of company A. At the beginning of a financial year, he sold 40 of these shares at rupees 210 per share. Okay. So a person called Varuna, he had 100 shares in a company A. What he is doing, from that 100, he is selling 40 shares for 200 for one share where the value is equal to 210 rupees. Okay. Roman number 1. Find the amount of money Varuna received by selling 40 shares of company A. Easy. One share is 210. He is selling 40 shares. So 210 into 40, 21 into 4, that is 84. Add the two zeros. So then by selling these 40 shares, he will get how much? 8,400. Now remember, he owed 1,000 shares at the beginning. 100 shares. I'm sorry. Okay. He owed 100 shares at the beginning. Now he's selling 40. How much is remaining in company A now? Yes. How many shares are remaining?
8,400.
No. How many shares are remaining? Out of 100, he sold 40. So that means
Yeah.
now we have how much?
60 shares.
We have 60 shares. Now, one person is asking, so why don't we just directly divide without using algebra letters? We are using algebraic letters to always have an equation in mind. I told you, out of that 3, 1 can be unknown. So always you can put a algebraic letter for the unknown term. Otherwise, you always think it's a different, always you guys start thinking differently for each question. No, it's the same thing. In each question, they just put one of the term as unknown term and they ask you. Either the value of one share is unknown, or the number of shares is unknown, or the total invested amount is unknown. If you have that format in your mind, you can put X to any of the unknown number and find the value. Is that clear, Anisha? Okay, Ashifa is this question coming. Yes. Every year you will have a share market question, right? Either it will be in a structured essay or it will be in an essay question. How to find the annual dividend? Okay, Hajara, next question we'll see. How do you find the remaining? So he owned 100 shares. Out of 100 shares, he sold 40 shares. So now, how many shares does he have? He has 60 shares in the company. Now, think of share, I told you, think of share like a good, like an object, right? 100 things he had, sold 40 things, now 60 things in the company, something like that, okay? Just to make sure that you have an idea.
Okay, sir.
Our school madam said that us not to use PTR method to find interest. Now, PTR method can be found. Don't use I is equal to PRT. Use the whole, write it properly. Interest is equal to principal amount into rate into time. No one can reduce marks for that, right? All right. Don't just write I is equal to PRT. No one knows. It's not a standard equation. I is equal to PRT. Okay. So use the whole. Interest is equal to principal amount into rate into time. Okay. All right. Okay. Next one. Varuna bought a certain number of shares of company B at rupees 240 per share at the beginning of the same financial year by investing the total amount he received by selling 40 shares of company A. See, this is why you use algebraic terms. It's the same idea. Now they are telling you this person, he is buying a certain number of shares where value of one share is equal to 240. Okay. And he is investing this amount. He sold 40 shares. Here he got 8,400. He is using this 8,400 to buy shares from another company where the value of one share is equal to 240. Now what do you do? Same idea. Value of one share is 240. Let's say X is the number of shares that is equal to how much? Rupees 8,400. That's the question, right? They're asking, find the number of shares bought in company B. Now what do you do? Divide here. Value of one share into number of shares will give you the total invested amount. Now divide by 240 on both the sides. Now you will have the number of shares at company B here. Cut the two zeros. 24 into how many?
35.
So 8.5 on divided, we'll divide 24 into 3, 72. Remainder is 12, then 35. Okay. So that means now he sold these 40 shares in one company, bought 35 shares at a higher price. Before the price of one share was 210. Now he bought another company, he bought shares from another company where one share is equal to 240 rupees. Okay. At the end of the financial year, company A paid 15 rupees per share and company B paid 18 rupees per share as dividend. So for one share, dividend is like a profit. You're owning something in a business, they should pay you profits, right? So dividend for one share, company A, remember in company A now he has 60 shares. In company B now he has how much? 35 shares. Okay, so company A is paying 15 rupees, company B is paying 18 rupees. They are asking you, find the total dividend income he received from company A and B. So company A will check how much. Company A, see here, he has 60 shares. One share, they are paying 15 rupees. So then 6 into 15, how much is that? 90. So then 90 add a 0, 900 rupees. Company A will pay annually every year 900 rupees. Company B, yes, now in company B, he has how many shares? 35 shares. They are paying 18 rupees for one share. 35 is the number of shares into 18 rupees for one share. This will give you the total dividend income of company B, right? So 35 into 18, 5 into 8, that is 40. 3 into 8 is 24. 24 plus 3, that is 27. Leave a space here. 1 into 5 is 5. 1 into 3 is 3. 0, 12, 5, 6. So how much? 620. Is that correct? Is my calculation okay? Okay, right? 40, 24, 28.
28, sir.
Okay. So then rupees 630. So then company A is getting 900. Company B is getting 630. So in total, what is the total dividend income? 1530. Okay, that is your question number 3. Okay, we'll go for the last one. Find the additional dividend income he received at the end of the financial year. Additional means extra. Don't always go to find the total amount. They are asking you the additional amount. Okay. Due to selling 40 shares of company A and buying shares of company B without keeping all of them in company A. So now see here what happened. He had 100 shares. He decided to sell 40 shares, keeping 60 shares in company A. These 40 shares, he decided to sell from company A and buy shares from company B. It's the same amount, 8,400 he got by selling the shares in company A. The same amount he invested in company B and he bought 35 shares. Now they are telling you, show that he got an additional amount in the annual dividend income in company B than company A. Now see here, we know by selling these 40 shares, he got 8,400. He bought 35 shares. These 35 shares gave him how much? 630 rupees at the end of the year. Now, in case he didn't sell these 40 shares, how much will he get for these 40 shares in company A? We'll calculate that. See here, if he kept these shares in company A is paying 15 rupees per share, right? So then he had 100 shares, he sold only 40. We'll check for these 40 shares, what will be the annual dividend income. So 40 into 15, that will be rupees 600. Now, he sold these 40 shares, bought 35 shares from company B, he got an annual dividend of 630. If he had kept in company A, the 40 shares that he sold, he will get only 600 rupees. Now, what is the additional amount he got by selling these 40 shares and buying the 35 shares from company B? That's their question. What is the additional amount that he got? Definitely 630 in company B, 600 in company A. So what is the additional amount? 630 minus 600, that is rupees 30. He got a 30 rupees extra by doing the transaction. That is by selling 40 shares in company A and using the same amount and buying 35 shares in company B. Is that clear, everyone?
Sir, can you explain from second question again?
This one, that last one?
Yes, sir.
Yes, okay, right. So then see here, the question is now from these 100 shares here, right? So he had 100 shares in company A. Okay. Now what he did, he sold 40 shares. These 60 shares is not affected whatsoever. Okay, so the last question, don't bother about the 60 because at the end of the day, these 60 shares is always in the company. Now what happened? He sold 40 shares. He got 8,400. The same 8,400 he used in another company and bought 35 shares. Okay. So he had 40. He sold the 40, bought 35 shares in another company. This company paid 15 rupees for one share, whereas this company paid 18 rupees for one share. So now we calculated if this company is paying 18 rupees for one share, he has 35 shares, he will get how much? A dividend of 630. Now the question says, in case, just another scenario, let's say he did not sell his shares. Or otherwise, okay, the question says, show that because he sold his shares, he got an additional amount. Now let's say if he did not sell his shares, he sold his shares, got 630. We'll reverse it back again. Don't worry about this. This is done. We are talking about only these 40 shares. Let's say he did not sell his shares, right? If he did not sell his shares, how much will he get? 40 shares he has, one share 15 rupees. If you multiply from company A, he will receive an amount of 600. So because he sold his share, he got 630. If he did not sell his share, he will get 600. What is the additional amount? Because he sold his share, he got an additional amount of 30 rupees. Is that clear?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay,
Yes, sir. Jazakallah.
Barakallah, barakallah.
Excuse me, sir.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, can you explain the second question?
Second question. This one. So second question says he's selling. The first question says he's selling 40 shares for 210. That is 8,400. The second question they are telling you, now this person is using the same money and buying the same money and buying shares from another company where the value of one share is 240. So one share is 240 into the number of shares will give you the total amount invested. He's investing the same amount that he got by selling all the 40 shares in the beginning. So then 240 into the number of shares will give you the 8,400. Divide by 240, you get 35 shares. Is that clear?
Yes,
Excuse me,
sir.
sir.
Yes, Ashwa?
The last question I did in another way, but still I got the same answer.
Yeah, you will get the same answer. Maybe this is what you did. Yeah, tell me your method. Let's see.
I multiplied 100 into 15, and then I got 1,500, and I subtracted it by 1,530.
Yeah, okay, that's also fine. You understood what I did here, right?
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Thank
Okay.
Sir, in
Okay.
third question, how the 60 came in company A?
So company A, he had 100 shares in the beginning. He sold 40 shares. So how many shares are remaining? 60 shares. Okay.
Sir, but did they say that he invested the 60 shares?
No. They didn't talk about any investment. In the beginning itself, they told Varuna has 100 shares in company A. He has already invested. He is owning 100 shares in company A. Out of these 100 shares that he is owning, 40 shares he is selling. So how many shares will he have in company A? 60 shares is remaining. So every year they will pay a dividend amount, right? So 60 shares now he has in company A. He did not sell that. 60 shares, they are paying 15 rupees per share, and that's the amount that he gets for that year. Is that clear?
Okay, sir. Yeah, sir.
Okay, right, good. Okay. Now I thought I've sent you 6 right now. Asim is told that every Wednesday that she has class almost the whole day. So she's like, don't keep the night class on Wednesday, keep it on another day, right? This is mainly for the online students, right? So I thought Tuesday, do you guys have any class on Tuesday?
No, sir.
No, right?
No.
No,
So we
sir.
are including on the channel as well. Then we'll put the classes on Tuesday hereafter, right? Continuously. Let's not keep it on Wednesdays. We'll put it on Tuesdays, right? Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
All right. I'll drop a message on the channel as well. Okay. Now I'll discuss one more essay question and stop it for the day. Right. I also had video work today and I'm also a bit tired, right? I'll discuss one more essay. That means for the coming Tuesday, the remaining 2 structured essay and 1 more essay. Okay. All right. Now get the 2000. Wait. I will not do the essays as well. We'll do the because compound interest, I'll explain to you better next class. Okay. We'll have Tuesday we'll have a 2-hour class. So I'll take some time, explain you compound interest a bit more better. Then we'll face the essay question because both the essay question has compound interest, right? I don't want to rush it and then you guys won't get the proper idea. Okay. So we'll do the structured essay. We'll take the structured essay number.
21.
Next structured essay. Take 2021. And we'll discuss then it's of the class. And the remaining ones, there is 1 more structured essay and 2 more essays. I'll discuss it on coming Tuesday. Okay. All right. Sundara Company. There's a poster, right? Sundara Company. Price of 1 share is 50 rupees. Dividend per share, that is a profit per share, is 2.5 rupees annually. That means every year, let's say you own 1 share in their company, they will pay you 2.5 rupees. Okay, that is the poster, let's say in a newspaper or whatever, right? Now, Aruna invested 60,000 to buy shares in the above company. Okay. So then he's investing 60,000 rupees, where 1 share is equal to 50 rupees. Okay. Now I told you the idea, the equation in your mind. What is that? Price of 1 share multiplied by the number of shares is equal to the total investment amount. Right? That is 60,000. Then you can find the number of shares. That is the question number 1. How many shares did he buy? Divide both sides by 50 here. Then you get the number of shares. Okay. Here, number of shares.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Which question is this?
This is 2021 third structure essay.
Jazakallah, sir.
Okay. 1,200 shares. Okay. So then 50 rupees is the price of 1 share into the number of shares will give you the total invested amount. Divide both sides by 50. Then the number of shares is 1,200 shares. Okay. Roman number 2. After receiving dividends from the company at the end of a year. That means how many shares did he buy? He bought 1,200 shares. We know according to the poster, 1 share he will receive a dividend of 2.5. Now this person to receive shares, that means you have to complete 1 year, right? So he invested some money, that is 60,000 rupees. He completed 1 year and now he received the dividend. So how do you find the dividend? Yes, dividend of 1 share 2.5 into the number of shares will give you the total dividend amount. Okay. So after receiving this dividend, Aruna sells all the shares at 55 rupees per share. Quickly, someone tell me, I'll ask you a question. What is the capital gain per share? For 1 share, what is the extra amount that he is getting?
1,200.
1
Rupees
share,
5
5
rupees.
5 rupees. He bought the share for 50 rupees. He is selling the share for 55. That means the extra amount he gets for one share, the capital gain per share is 5 rupees. Okay. Right. Now keep that in mind. Okay. So how much does he obtain in total as dividends and from selling all the shares? Okay. Now they are not talking about capital gain. Here, capital gain is not the idea. They are asking you the total amount. One share is 55. He has 1,200 shares. What will be the total amount that he gets? Okay, we'll see. First of all, we'll calculate the dividend value. Now, dividend value for one share, the dividend is 2.5. He has 1,200 shares. Then multiply. Forget about the decimal point, we'll add it later. 25 into 12, 2 into 5 is 10, 2 into 2 is 4, plus 1, 5. Leave a space here, 1 into 5 is 5, 1 into 2 is 2, 0, 10, 3, 300. Okay? Then what do you do? Add 2 more zeros here, 300, 2 more zeros. Don't forget about the decimal point. Place the decimal point here, so that is 3,000. So then the dividend amount, I'll erase this zero, okay? The decimal point we'll put there. So the dividend amount is equal to 3,000 rupees. Now we'll see how much he's getting by selling the shares, right? So selling shares, one share is 55 rupees. He sold all the shares, 1,200 shares, right? So then we can multiply here again, 55 into 12. 5 into 2 is 10. 10 here plus 1, 11. Leave a space. 1 into 5 is 5. 1 into 5 is 5. 0, 6, 6. Don't forget about the zeros here. Add 2 more zeros. Rupees 66,000. Okay. So now in total, they ask you the total amount. Okay. So then 66,000 plus 3,000, how much is that? Rupees 69,000. So by selling all the shares and the dividend that he got for that year, he got a total amount of 69,000 rupees. Is that clear, everyone? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Right. Last one. Aruna deposits the total amount he gets in a bank for 1 year. So this is the total amount he deposits in the bank for 1 year. If he receives rupees 3,450 as interest, what is the interest rate? Percentage. They're asking you the interest rate. Okay. So you can apply that equation. I told you, don't put the symbol. Write it full form. Interest, write it full form is equal to principal amount into rate into time. Write the full form. Don't put I is equal to PRT. Don't put. Okay. I'm putting, but you don't put. Right. So interest is given 3,450. Principal amount, this is the amount he's investing into the bank, 69,000 rupees. Rate R is the one we are going to find. Time is for 1 year. Cross multiply. Take the 69,000 here. R is equal to 3,450 divided by 69,000. Now remember, rate, you will get it as a fraction. We need the percentage. So what do? You multiply by 100. 2 zeros here, cut the 2 zeros. 1, 1. Now, 345 divide by 69. We can divide by 5. Okay, I'll multiply and show you. 69 into 5. 9 into 5 is 45. 5 here, 4. 6 into 5 is 30. 30 plus 4, 34. So that means you can divide by 5. What do you get? So the rate is 5%. Any doubt here, guys? Any doubt, anyone?
No, sir.
Sir,
sir.
can you explain the second question again, please?
Right. Good. Give me a moment. Okay. The second question. Okay, the total amount that he received. Give me a moment. Okay, so then they're asking the total amount that he will receive. Okay. So then dividend, he has bought 1,200 shares. In the post at the beginning of the question, they're telling you the person whoever buys one share will get a dividend of 2.5 rupees per share. For one share, 2.5. He has 1,200 shares. So what is the total amount? 1,200 into 2.5. So then at the end of 1 year, he will receive 3,000 as a dividend profit. Okay, right. And also, he's selling all of his shares. One share is for 55 rupees. He has 1,200 shares. So if you multiply, you will get the total amount he will receive by selling all his shares. That is 6,000. Now I'll ask you an additional question, right? And okay, I'll complete the question here. So then this is the amount he received by selling all his shares. This is the dividend, annual dividend. Every year they get a profit. That is 3,000. If you add that, you get the total amount 69,000. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'll ask you, what is the capital gain that he received? Can someone tell me looking at the question? The total capital gain?
3,000.
3,000. How much did he spend? How much did he invest into the company?
9,000 rupees.
9,000.
9,000.
Not 9,000. Not 9,000. How much did he invest into the company?
60,000.
60,000.
60,000. By selling all the shares, how much did he get?
6,000.
Then what is the capital gain?
6,000.
6,000.
Exactly, 6,000 rupees. Okay, then like I said, we'll end the class here, right now. So the next class will be coming Tuesday. Everyone who's here, same time. Okay, we'll have from 10 to 12. Okay, so I'll explain you the whole compound interest thing, and we'll complete the questions. That is 2 essay questions and 1 structured essay. So I'll try to explain you simple interest, compound interest, and the reducing balance method. That's for another day. Okay, that will take another whole day, because that's a complete essay question. Okay. All right. Then take care, guys. Thank you for joining. Good night, everyone. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Good
you,
night.
sir.
Walaikum salam.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you, sir. Good night.
Good night. Good night.